Geometry, Unit 4, Lesson 2. I can use triangle sum and exterior angle theorems to solve problems. Let's take a triangle like this, and I'm going to go ahead for a moment. I'm just going to highlight the three angles. And the question is, what do they sum up to? These are interior angles because they're on the inside. And if I were to go ahead and gently tear off these three angles, it's kind of interesting what happens. So here are the three angles. And if you take them and put them right here, you notice that on this straight line, they work out to be what? And you can already see that's 180 degrees. They make 180. And so if you had that triangle and you were to extend one of these sides, look what can happen. First, the sum of the three interior angles is 180, and that's what's called the angle sum theorem. The sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. The vocab word, supplementary. Finally, if you take this idea that the three angles will always add up to 180, and what kind of process did we just use? What kind of reasoning? Inductive, because we used a bunch of experiments, examples. Take a look what happens. If you take these two right here, these two angles here on your triangle are called remote interior angles. Remote means far away. So this angle out here is called the exterior angle. And it turns out if you were to take the two angles that made up these remotes and move them over to here, that they actually would make the exterior. So again, if these are the angles over here, these are the remotes, okay, and you were to move them over here, they actually equal that exterior. These two, if you add them up, equal that exterior. So these are the non-adjacent angles. This is the adjacent angle to the exterior. You want these non-adjacent, the remote interior angles. And so basically, this angle here plus this angle here, okay, if I were to highlight those really quickly, this plus this is equal to the exterior angle. So the exterior angle theorem says the sum of the remote interior angles is equal to the exterior angle. Remember, the remote interiors are on the non-adjacent ones. That's the adjacent one. These are non-adjacent to our exterior. So if we take these ideas and we apply them down here, let's see what can happen. So imagine, for example, if this angle here was 80 and this was 60, and I wanted you to tell me the exterior. Well, the sum of these two add up to this. So you could say x equals 80 plus 60. So x is equal to 140 degrees. Some people might say, well, these have to sum up to 180. 80 and 60 is 140, which would make this have to be 40 to make 180. And if these are a linear pair, this would have to be 140 plus 40 equals 180. And that's fine. You can hop to here and then to here. But the problem is when we come over here and we see algebra. So I can't find this right now because this isn't numerical, it's algebraic. I don't know what this is, so then I can't do that linear pair idea. So instead I have to say these are the non-adjacent or the remote interior angles, and their sum is equal to that exterior. So 60 plus 5x is equal to 9x. Take away 5x from both sides. You have 4x. And 60, divide both sides by 4, and you're looking at x is 15. Make sure to find your find. If I say find this angle or find this angle, substitute the 15 back in. So again, interior sum, all the angles on the interior of a triangle add up to 180. They're supplementary. Exterior angle theorem, this exterior angle right here is equal to the sum of the remote interior angles, the far away ones, not the adjacent one. Okay, good luck.